In this video, I'm going to show you how to remove the small and often severely rusted exhaust fasteners on 90s Hondas. I'm going to demonstrate this method on a 97 California emissions model Accord that I had to replace the front flex pipe on. But you'll also find these nuts securing the catalytic converter to the rear exhaust pipe on more common federal emissions model Accords. As with most vehicles that operate where roads are salted in the winter, the fasteners will be rusted tight. Attempting to remove them without heat from an oxyacetylene torch will likely lead to stripped nuts or broken studs. You can remove the nuts without heat by cutting them off, but this can be a time-consuming process, and you have to be careful not to cut through the studs. A big issue with these nuts is that their heads are so small relative to the size of the threaded stud. Having so little surface area to grab doesn't make removing a rusted fastener any easier and increases the likelihood of rounding it off. The heavy rust they accumulate also makes getting the proper socket on them difficult. Going one socket size up will just make it easier to round off the nut. So with the aid of a torch, I've devised a method to remove the tiny nuts with hand tools. First, heat up the nut until it glows red. Then install a strip bolt extractor on the nut. Then, using a box end wrench on the extractor, break the fastener loose. It's important to do this quickly before the nut has time to cool. There it goes. Now I can just keep me taking it off. To free the bolt out from the bolt, just give it a few wraps. That'll release it. So when the bolt's out, it'll come out of the tool. There you have it. And repeat the process for the other fasteners. There we go. That one broke loose. Obviously be careful when you're putting the bolt out on there. It's really hot. See, I was very careful not to touch any hot surfaces. Same deal. And that's the last one. Now that all the bolts are out, I can just get this flex pipe out of here. Don't reuse the old fasteners. Replace them with the revised fasteners from Honda. They only cost 32 cents each at the dealer. They have larger 14mm heads on them, which will make removal much easier in the future. You want the bracket so that it's pointing out towards the passenger side, and it'll easily hook on to this rubber hanger here. Then just bring it straight up. This flange is made so it will only go on one way. I already put the gaskets on each side. They're a light interference fit, so in other words, you push them on and friction will keep them on, so you don't have to worry about them falling off on you. Got one side on, and there's the other side. I'll attach the hanger last. These are 14mm, unlike the stock factory 10mm, 11mm. I really don't know. I was never able to get a socket on there. You may have to pull the cat towards you. Tighten the nuts evenly until the flanges come together and there's no gap in between them. And just snug up the nuts. There really isn't that much room here to get a socket, so a combination wrench will do just fine. And finish tightening up the other side. Here's the bracket, which wasn't on the last flex pipe because it actually broke off at one time. So, to get the hanger off this hook here, hitting the exhaust hanger with a bit of silicone spray will help it slide off and on easier. I'm just going to wiggle this one off. You have to put it on here first, obviously, because it's got a U shape on it. Push it up, then you have to bend it over. that. There we go. Just have to get your thumb under this portion here and just stretch it up. Once you get it on, you can just push it in place. Once you get over that bend, it's pretty easy. Then you can just push it back. Just like that. That's fine. And now the flex pipe is properly supported.